If you are over 40 and you're seeking fat loss, one of the things that you must do is overcome sugar cravings. And in this video, I am going to tell you the quickest way to do it, okay? So in my own personal life, one of the things that I did have to overcome is a sugar craving, particularly in the form of soda. I like Coca-Cola a lot, still do. Sweet tea as well. And I talk about it sometimes on this channel. And I found, that this is crucial for me to do to keep from gaining a lot of weight because, and you've heard it probably before, it's sugar, all the sugar, there's tons of sugar in sodas and tons in sweet tea. And this is empty calories. Basically, it's all this energy with little to no nutrition that you're taking in, especially sodas. And it pretty much almost goes right to your fat because it's too much for you to really use. It's too much for you to use. And so it jacks your blood sugar up, which jacks up your insulin, which pulls that glucose into your fat. And so I knew at some point I was going to have to regulate my cravings for sugar through drinks. Okay. And so what I did was, like I said, my moment was when I had a lot of refills at a restaurant one day and I had that internal thought like, this is ridiculous. Enough is enough. And so I literally had to separate myself from Coca-Cola. I couldn't drink that stuff anymore. I just stopped drinking it. And the same went for other sweet drinks, like I say, sweet tea. If you live in the South like I do, sweet tea is a big thing. Any other sodas, really Coca-Cola is the main one I drink. But I didn't do any of that stuff, and water was my beverage. And I believe one of the main reasons that I've been able to keep from gaining a lot of fat, like, throughout my 20s, 30s, and then now at 40, is because I don't drink a lot of sweet drinks. Now, did I say that I don't like them? Absolutely not. I didn't say that. I still like sweet tea. I still like Coca-Cola. I still like lemonade. Matter of fact, got some drink from a restaurant. Somebody brought us some, just blessed us with a meal, and part of the meal was big old 32-ounce tanks of sweet tea and lemonade, and they were really good. Man, they were good. I about felt myself kind of slip, like, man, I forgot that sweet tea could be this good. I forgot that lemonade, when it gets you in the glands right there, I was like, I almost forgot it could be this good. And I still drink Coca-Cola from time to time as well. Like, it'll usually be maybe once or twice a year, okay? But I had to separate myself from those. I had to separate myself from them. You might say I fasted from them, but literally I just told myself I wasn't doing it, okay? And it worked. Now, I know what you're thinking. But see, Sean, you just say just stop drinking it, but that's the whole thing. I'm wondering how to do it. Like, how can I stop when I feel like I can? And therein lies the issue. Hear what I'm saying? A lot of us know that the empty calories in drinks or candy, pastry, different sweets that we're addicted to. We know that these aren't good for us. We know they're making us gain weight. And yet we feel like we can't overcome them. But the issue is our feelings. Please hear me when I say this. I'm not saying that I recognize it is difficult to overcome sugar cravings, in particular because these are addictive foods we're talking about. Sugar in and of itself is highly addictive. To be honest, it should be compared to drugs, in my opinion. But it's kind of like an acceptable drug. That's why I usually call sugar an acceptable drug, but it causes a lot of harm and all kind of issues. An addiction too. But when what you have to understand is this. A lot of times we think that we feel like we can't do certain things. We feel like we can't break away from the sugar. But the reason that we're unsuccessful is because we're leaning into the feeling part of it rather than leaning into the decision part of it. Think about this. Go with me. So for example, if I go like this, I clench my fist. I'm literally making the decision to do that. Okay? I'm making the decision to talk to you guys right now, in this video. When you take action, action really only is a matter of you making a decision and doing. It's just action is exactly what it is. It's action. Now, it's just like if you wake up in the morning to go to work, but you don't really feel like doing it. But why do you do it? Because there's like a higher purpose, you know? You have to go and generate income so you can take care of your family, you know? As we do, you know, over 40 with spouses, kids, and all that kind of good stuff. So the way that I was able to overcome my sugar cravings, and whenever they kind of come and resurface, sometimes I had to keep on doing this, you know, I had to not think so much about how it felt, because yes, it is going to feel difficult. There's no getting around that. And here's the reason why. The reason why is because, and it's really a sign of a good thing, the way that God made our bodies. Your body is always kind of seeking like a homeostasis, like a set point, if you will, like a place where, you know, it can kind of balance everything out. Okay. Because like if your body is constantly fluctuating and adapting to everything that happens instantly, then it's going to be hard to survive. However, your body has an amazing ability to adapt and kind of keep set, because what happens is whenever your body can kind of adjust to its surroundings, what it does is it kind of fine tunes and it gradually becomes more and more accustomed to whatever you're doing to your body, wherever your body is in the environment, all that kind of good stuff. So that is actually why it's difficult to overcome sugar cravings, because your body has that set point. It's used to you drinking Dr. Pepper every couple of hours. It's used to you, you know, going by the bowl and grabbing a handful of M&Ms. It's used to you doing that a few times a day. Used to you popping peppermint, you know, constantly. But then also there's the other piece too. There's the addictive piece. Like literally the sugar in the offending substance has an effect on your brain. Like people talk about dopamine and all that kind of stuff a lot. There's various brain chemicals that have adjusted to like even anticipate you drinking the soda or eating the M&Ms or whatever it is. So it's like you start to crave them because your body starts to expect them, because it associates consuming these things with feeling good. But believe it or not, that really is just a sign that whole mechanism, the way your body works, is actually something that is a good thing with your body, the way your body works and kind of keeps in equilibrium. Also, understand this though, as you go from leaning into how much you don't feel like giving up sweets or whatever the offending thing is for you, and you go more so into the fact that all it is a decision followed by an action where you don't lean into your feelings. The thing is, your body is also great at adapting. So what happens is, say for example, you like me and you like Coca-Cola a lot, but then you're like, okay, I'm gonna give it up. What happens is you give it up, you know, first day, you like, man, I want the stuff, but I don't know, I'm okay, I guess. Day two, you feeling it. You're really feeling it. You're like, I'm just really just down in the dumps. I'm craving, I'm maybe even shaky, you know, especially if it's something that has caffeine in it, like Coca-Cola. Third day, you're probably feeling it some more. But really, like toward the end of the third day, usually around there, you kind of start to reach the peak and kind of come on down. Fourth day, you kind of start to, as we say, feel your help coming. You start to like, I guess I'm all right. You know, I still want it, but I guess I'm all right. When you get beyond that, a lot of times it's a wrap. And I'm telling you the truth. You go from day one, especially day 2 and 3, like, man, I don't know how I can do this, because your body is literally like trying to make you consume it. But remember, it's not a matter of feeling. It's a matter of whatever decision you made and whatever actions you're taking. That's all it is. Keep it to that. As long as you keep it to that, then it'll help you to get through the difficult parts. The difficult parts is just your body's having to adjust to a new set point. Then once it gets past that, then you've mentally accepted, this is the change I've made. I'm not drinking these sodas anymore. And then your body is kind of adapting. You get over any sugar withdrawals, any caffeine withdrawals, or whatever it might be. But then also, here's the cool thing. You start to crave healthier stuff. some of it is you have a desire not to, quote, pollute your body with, you know, whatever the offending foods are. And then you also start to see the results. But then also your body knows what it needs. Even if you feel like you don't know, your body knows what it needs, and it can recognize good things when it sees them. That's why, like, for example, with me, like I said, I have maybe like 1 or 2 Coca-Colas a year on average. And when I drink Coca-Cola, do I enjoy it? Yeah, I do. I do. Good and crispy, all that kind of good stuff. But then I start to feel the, you know, like the bloating and all that kind of stuff. And so then I'm reminded, nah, man, I'm good. I'm good. Now, if I were to go further and get like another Coca-Cola right after that, then I kind of start to round the curve in the wrong direction, where I kind of almost start to feel the addictive stuff coming back, you know. But like, if I drink a little bit and, you know, I kind of feel bloated and all this kind of stuff, I'm like, I'm good. And so I'm not, you know, I'm a lot less likely to drink it regularly because I allowed myself to get past that point. So anyway, to summarize, fat loss over 40, especially if you were consuming a lot of sugary substances, candy, beverages, etc., you have to overcome the sugar cravings if you really want to meaningfully lose fat, if you want to gain control of your weight and control of your health, because sugar is so damaging to the body when you consume a lot of it. But the quickest way to do it is for you to break away from the offending food, to fast, if you will, from that food. Don't even set a time. Don't set like I'm gonna do this for a week, you know, because when you say I'm gonna do it for a week, that means you're gonna come back to it. Just say you're gonna fast from it. That's what I did. When I said I was gonna not do the drinks anymore, I just didn't do it. Every now and then I come back, but I can, because those things don't have a hold on me anymore, if that makes sense. But I also don't want to go back to these drinks and stuff regularly, because I know that to do so would actually be detrimental to my health. It would make me gain a lot of weight, and so on and so forth. Okay? So I try to make this good and understandable and comprehensive. Let me know what your thoughts are after watching this video. If you're brave enough, let me know what your offending sugary addiction is, whether it be soda, tea, candy, pastries, whatever it is. Let me know in the comments, okay? And any other questions you might have about overcoming, you know, like sugar addictions. Y'all take care.